moments of feeding, and you can see there's two. So you can read it anyway, but I'm going to read it column by column. So, feed. Once a year, our yellow kitchen bubbled with the gray smell of death. Neck bobbed in the pot, mocking me with its curved swell. Husks and feathers lingered around the sink. Mother hums and chops. His soft heart in bits sticks to the wooden board, wrestles her clawed fingers into his hollow, stuffs him full, like the raccoons who sneak slowly onto the back porch, scavenging for discards and remains. You discover my shell, crack it open with your teeth, a growl gurgling up from your throat, glance around in the dark at the dead, rustle of other night creatures, use your delicate humanish hands to retrieve the meat. And the next one is called Hymn to Mary. The Prioress's tale in the Canterbury Tales is about a 7-year-old boy who walks every day through the Jewish part of the town. He's from the Christian school, and he walks every day through the Jewish part of the town, singing his hymns to Mary, to the Virgin Mary, and eventually the Jewish men in the town become angered by the 7-year-old boy and kill him. So, regardless of what Chaucer was trying to say with that story, Prioress's tale, what I was fascinated with is they kill him and throw him in a pit, and his mother is looking around frantically for him, and so she goes, called somehow, to the area where he's murdered, and starts singing, and he starts singing. His corpse starts singing. And so they discover the body, and there's this big uproar, what happened, blah, 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 and he tells them the Virgin Mary came and put something, a seed or something on his tongue, and it made him sing. And so they say, great, and they take that out of his mouth, and he dies again. So I just thought it was fascinating, the idea that this, the inspiration of it to still after death continue singing. So that's where this poem came. Hymn to Mary. Some small seed stuck in my throat saves me from death, sings my inner song alive, pours the melody out from my canyons to melt over people walking in the dirty street. Ragged dogs and bearded men sink down under the weight. My lips do not move, but still the notes continue, scaling windows to rooftops, long arms swinging from shop signs, pulling down soiled linens hung from apartment balconies. The refrain leaks from my palms and feet, embraces my advancing enemies when the first stones graze my head and hit the backs of my calves. And the next one is several years ago when I first began the graduate program at Cal State, a graduate student, Bartholomew Williams, was shot by the police on campus there. He had a mental illness, and they had several issues with Bartholomew, particularly that day, and had some altercation and shot him and killed him. So this poem stemmed from the alert that all students were given that evening, called Burn. It begins with this epigraph. Cal State San Bernardino University police were involved in a shooting on campus on Saturday, December 8th. There are no suspects outstanding, and the scene is secure. CSUSB Police and San Bernardino Police Department are investigating. Automated message received 10:30 p.m., December 8, 2012, first night of Hanukkah. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign of all, who hallows us, commands us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Dark had fallen when the officers stepped into the hallway, and the light above the door was a steady, cold burn. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign of all, who performed miraculous deeds for our ancestors in days past. And it was one of those nights for you when obedience was not an option, when your fierce soul roared, same as mine, screaming with the Santa Anas. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign of all, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this season. And I'm sorry, but you anchored them. The metal they shackled you with